Hey, dude,
So,
check this out. Oops.
watching the video you just posted.
Well, you wait until you see the next one. Check out what I'm streaming.
Oh, yeah.
So I'm not sure why anybody would want the missile variant, though you can carry an enormous amount of missiles on it. And if you can change out these racks, you can carry even more missiles on it.
It's like, it screams kamikaze boat to me.
Yeah, and I got that kind of impression is that you're going to take a fuck ton of punishment in this thing. That blast shield's for, because the other variant doesn't have the blast shield.
The blast shield's for the freaking missiles launching right in your face.
That's true. It probably doesn't. You're not gonna be able to see shit. There's also some kind of like weird attachments to the blast shield. I don't know if they're supposed to be cameras. You're supposed to get like the Xi'an effect where it projects what's ahead of you using it. I don't know. Without the ship powered up, it's hard to tell.
Go to the back.
The back is the power plant. Here, hang on. Can I? Of course, this knucklehead's in my way. Come on, buddy. Out of the way. Yeah, move. Yeah, power plant right there. And if you hit this button, they all close up and go back inside if you click on them. I wouldn't be surprised if at some point there's an aftermarket mod that allow you to squeeze a power plant or a quantum drive somewhere on this thing. Because there's a few places where there's some wasted space. This back section could be doubled up with a power plant and a quantum drive.
Yeah, but where are you gonna go from the station to the planet?
Yeah. I mean,
You ain't gonna have no fuel.
like you were saying, this should be a drone. It's just minus the AI. That's all it is. This is a drone.
Yeah, I'd rather they'd have gave us drones than, even if we couldn't manually fly them, if you could just, send them, like with our refuel and stuff.
Yeah.
You could just point at where you want them to go, and they would go there and do what they're supposed to do.
Yeah.
But
Even though all the components withdraw inside the ship, I see this thing getting its components fucked up real easy.
what size is it? Have they even posted?
It's
it
all
yet?
size 1. Yeah, somebody showed the statistics. It's all size 1. The components are all, size 1 fighter, basically. No quantum drive. This one has no guns whatsoever. All missiles. I've never seen a vehicle, I could see missiles down the road being very dangerous. Right now, this ship is worthless. This ship will be just, if I got this, it would do the same thing that my the what's the other one? The Shrike. It just sits in my hangar because missiles are fucking useless right now.
The only way that one would be useful is if you could change out the racks and put all rattlers on it.
Yes, I looking at this thing. That was one of the things I was just looking at. These racks look like you could probably change them out and put Rattler, the next smaller version. 4 size 4s and a fuck ton of size 2s. So if you change out those racks, you could, multiply your missiles.
Because rattlers are the only thing right now that...
Wait a minute.
Besides the...
Wait a minute.
There's another one tucked up there on top.
Yeah, there's 6 on that side and 6 on that side. So 6 size 3s. Holy shit. Wait, 6 on each side? 12 size 3s? No fucking way. Wait,
yeah,
1,
and
2,
then
3,
there's
4,
what?
6? Yeah, 12 size 3s.
And 4 size 1s?
No, those are size 2s.
Oh, size 2s. So, yeah, if you change the rack out, you could load it up with 16 rattlers.
Oh yeah, the size 3s, all those racks will turn into 8. If you're using rattlers, 1 turns into 2 size 2s. So 6, 12, 24, 24 size 2 rattlers, just in those, not counting the size 2s you can already convert in.
So 28 altogether.
So, I mean, this could be a little Veritech, man.
It's gonna be hard to hit.
Yeah, I'm sure this thing's going to be a bitch to hit. It's going to have best in like I said, best in class maneuverability. I doubt anything in the game will have better maneuverability. Even a Xi'an Scout might struggle up against one of these because there's so much less mass in this.
It's got the Kar-2-Al thrust pods.
Yeah. Yeah, but this thing's much smaller. It's about half the size of a Kar-2-Al.
The pilot, whoever pilots that's probably gonna spend most of his time blacked out.
Pretty much. Though its top speed is 1,124 from the preliminary stuff I've seen.
Right.
So not super fast,
Fast enough.
but fast enough. Yeah. I mean, this one right here is this one right here is basically a Saber. It's got 4 size 2s. Well, with you know. Now,
So
wait,
think about it.
they didn't say if they were gimbaled or not. Hang on a sec. Oh, they're not gimbaled.
They're fixed.
They're fixed.
Okay, so, all right.
There's your difference right there.
These are not dogfighting. These are capital ship fighters.
Yeah, they're designed for carriers. This is so you can put the maximum amount of vehicles on a carrier.
No, these are capital ship fighters. How slow does a turret move?
Yeah, I mean, they're not going to be they're swarm fighters is what they are.
Swarm.
Yeah,
They're
swarm
for
fighters.
swarming a capital ship.
Yeah. You put fuck tons of these on your carrier and, you know, they swarm your target. Because they're small, you can pack a fuck ton in. The missile variant looks actually tighter than the gun variant. This one,
The guns stick out further
yeah.
because they're on the edge of those wing pylon things.
But this thing has 4 size 3 missiles. You can switch those out. This is actually not a bad all-around fighter.
They should have put the guns on top and underneath, and the missiles where the guns are, and kept the width.
I think this is in park mode. So I think it actually opens up a little bit when it flies.
Do these things hover?
Yeah, I think they're hovering. I didn't see any landing gear, so they levitate, which is good. That's what the Xi'an Scout needs to do because its landing situation is just garbage. But yeah, this thing just levitates in place. But
great. That's just gonna be a pain in the ass to deal with.
yeah,
All them freaking idiots out there zipping around, and these just being a pain in the ass.
well, the way I look at this thing is it's a fighter when you're out working. You could put it in a caterpillar, and you could use it as a stored fighter in case something happens while you're mining.
Well, I mean, you could use them. You could pack them out in like you got a guy out. You got guys out in vultures or prospectors. And you know, because we can pull bags off the prospectors now, and you got a C2 out there, and then you could have a bunch of guys that jump in those and fly them out, you know, and sit out for cover. But the issue I have is they've come out with this little ship, okay, that we have to carry somewhere if we want to use it. But we have no freaking way to refuel it, repair it, and rearm it.
Nope. How many of these you think you could squeeze into your 890? Holy crap!
What do you think? I'd say we'd probably get 8 of them in there easy.
Well,
and that's not including the bottom cargo.
Yeah, I was gonna say you could put them everywhere in the bottom hangar.
In the bottom, we could get a bunch inside, but we could probably only get 2 or 3 on the elevator at a time.
They're about as big as an Ursa, so maybe, depending on the variant,
Maybe
the
two.
the missile
maybe.
variant, like I said, is tighter, so you could probably get 4 of the missile variant and maybe 2 or 3 of the gun variant on the hangar. But you know, you can just keep launching them out of the bottom bay because you can park them all over the place inside that thing. And then the hangar, oh, you can park them underneath the basketball hoop and everything.
Well, the bottom bay though, when you lower the elevator, the hatch closes.
Yeah.
So the elevator has to cycle every time to launch them,
Mm-hmm.
and
Well,
the
it's
ballista barely fits on that elevator, so it's not as wide as you think it is.
yeah.
So you might only be able to get 2 of those on there at a time.
I mean, it's a an option, not necessarily ideal. Your ship is not a carrier. I'm just saying that
No.
it has the ability. You could carry a lot of these things.
Yeah, so
Hell,
I'm
with
kind
the Liberator coming.
well, that's what I'm kind of curious about. Is there going to be a surprise?
Oh, you think
Because
that's
because we have no use for these.
no?
They're a one-time use.
Oh, I could see these being useful during Jumptown as patrols for patrols and stuff.
Yeah, but it's a one-time use.
Yeah, they're not. I
You would
mean,
have to you can't jump nowhere, so you'd
No.
have to fly back to somewhere to rearm and repair it.
mhm.
So there's a reason for them coming out with these.
Yeah. Then the hidden ship is maybe what, the Vulcan, maybe one of the hidden ships this year.
I'm gonna bet it's a Liberator. Because
Well-
they've got to get us repair, rearm, and refuel on our ships
You-
before they give us pyro.
Technically, could rearm them, the missiles anyway. Technically, with 319.
Ooh, liberate. Did I hear the word liberator?
Yeah, you could.
Well, we're just theory
We're
crafting.
spitballing, but technically you could reload the missiles on this. You can't
On a
reload the
Liberator.
fuel. You can't reload the fuel.
On a Liberator, you can.
Why can't you reload the fuel if you had
Well, this thing doesn't have a quantum drive. They have to be carried somewhere to be refueled. What I'm saying is, out in the field, if you had loose missiles in 319, you will be able to rearm them.
Yeah, you
Yeah,
could
you
do
still
But
that.
who carries loose fucking missiles in their ship?
Well, that's a death sentence because if one of them bounces, the whole fucking ship blows
Yeah, if they
up.
clip through the hole, the whole ship blows up.
Yeah, we can't keep the cargo boxes from moving
So-
around, and they're snapped to fit.
I mean, that's what they're gonna plug, though. That's what they're gonna plug. They can say, "Oh, well, you can rearm these in the field." I'm like, no.
I'm really confused on why the missile boat has the armor, but the other one doesn't.
Because you're
have
gonna
the
die
armor.
in that thing. They give you a fighting chance.
From the missile blast from the launching.
With no guns. Yeah, with no guns and no ability to escape, you're fucked in that thing.
Why does that look like a fucking turd off a hammerhead?
And when I was in it, that's what it felt like.
That's what it looks like.
Yeah.
It looked like they took it's either the turret off a hammerhead or they took the front of an Aurora, cut the back of it off right behind the cockpit, and slapped a set of engines on the back of it.
Yeah, they ripped a turret off and
I'm gonna go with a turret. Looks like a turret.
Yeah,
feels
it looks like a turret.
yeah, it's kind of a cross between a hammerhead turret and a Carrack turret.
Still gonna buy it though.
I don't know about the missile variant. This thing's a coffin, dude.
I don't care. It's worth it. There are times we're gonna have to do it.
Like I
What
said,
kind of crap is that? Well, you can't see shit.
I'm guessing it'll project the screen on the front on these black areas in front of. That'd be
Oh,
my
kinda
guess.
Like
On ships.
Talons. Yeah.
Yeah, wow, there's some definite hitching going on at the event here.
So that's the second blast shield I've seen on a ship that works.
Yeah, I want to
Yeah,
know why the
there's
Carrack.
the,
Why is the Carrack not got this yet?
Because it has to be gold standard.
Yeah, the Carrack hasn't been brought up to gold standard yet.
I do like the buttons now for what, power shield, weapon,
Yeah.
hail.
Everything.
What the fuck is
Yeah.
hail?
What's a CPV? CPV?
CPY.
CPY.
CP
Copy?
what? Copy what? Coffee?
No.
Coffee? This thing makes coffee for you?
No,
Engine radar.
copy your DNA because you're
Yeah.
fixing to die.
You're gonna die in this. Yeah, you get ready to die, you flip the switch. You don't even eject out of this thing. You just
Hit
die.
the fucking self-destruct button. That shit. look
Yeah,
how
it's
big
huge
it
because
is.
you gotta die, man. Wing deploy. Yeah, there you go, right there.
But hold on, what's the bottom? It says L deploy.
Landing
Wing
gear.
deployed,
Landing gear.
Landing gear
Yep, yep.
deployed, or
Yep.
can you do anything with the wings right now?
No,
Or-
not. There's no power. It's not powered up.
Oh,
Yeah, if it was powered up, these screens would be lit up right here. This area right here.
that's it. I'm buying both of them. I have to have them.
Why?
God.
You never just look at a ship and you're like, ah,
I see this one. I see this one here being a potential bait. These are good for attacking bases too.
yes.
These are fighters, but this is
That's
also.
what I'm thinking.
They're also going to be extremely cheap in games. You'll be able to buy them.
Yeah.
By the way, they're a disposable ship like a TIE fighter. That's why everybody compares this to a TIE fighter, because
It
those
looks
guys
like
are
a TIE
fucking disposable. They're flying around with ships with no shields and shit. I'm actually surprised that these even have shields.
I was expecting 0,
Mm-hmm.
not 1s.
Well, this
I
one,
was expecting zeros.
Armor
Yeah.
tanking.
yeah, this thing has 0 guns. So once you're out of missiles, you will die in that.
But how many? Oh, you won't die. Just keep running. Run back. To
Wonder
the
how
ship
many
and
Run-
Run
countermeasures you
where?
get.
You don't have
Yeah.
quantum drive. Countermeasures? Yeah, you better have a fuck ton of these things.
You get 10.
The whole back end better be made of countermeasures, man, because you're gonna need them.
Well, look, it's right there at the bottom. The bottom of that piece is called countermeasure. Those 3 holes, I think, countermeasures.
Under the power plant, right there.
Maybe, yeah. All I
I
know
think that's
is,
refuel.
like Hook had said, these should have been drones.
I think you guys are right with your theory crafting that there has to be another ship that they're gonna show.
Well,
that
because
they
I
can
mean,
fit these on.
if you think about it, the only 2 actual ships we have in game that can carry fighters is the Carrack, which can only fit the freaking Pisces, and the 890. Okay.
Yeah,
We
see,
have nothing else that is designed. I mean, we've made shit fit in other shit. We used to pack Pisces around in Starfarers.
these are the little camera things.
Yep, feeds. Oh,
Yeah.
what happens if they get damaged?
Well, there's more than one
Probably
of them.
lose a screen.
Oh, that'd be awesome. That would actually be fucking awesome. I'm not gonna lie. I'm going to shove them in my carriage.
By the way, those are fixed size 2s. Fixed. The ship has, don't get me wrong, lots of maneuverability, but when the server starts lagging, you're gonna wish you had gimbals.
Eh.
It's definitely a ship that it.
So this
I've
is
got a funny feeling we're gonna get, and I may be totally off base here because I really want it.
See? There's
I've-
something about
this
it.
is what I foresee. These will be phenomenal ganking attacker craft. You're gonna see people getting ganked left and right in these, killing people with these things.
Glass cannons.
They're gonna be super fast and super killy, but the minute they see that these things are gonna be unstoppable until they run out of fuel and missiles, once they see that these things are that fucking good, they'll nerf their maneuverability. Once they do that, these things become garbage again, just like the fucking Shrike that I have.
Well, the
here's
other thing is though is to counteract these guys, all you gotta do is wait.
Yeah.
Come in with a big enough ship and wait, and you'll be able to mop all of them up
Yeah.
Yeah, but
because they can't
I-
run away if you come in, like let's say we come in with the freaking 890, okay, and we've got a Gladius on the inside of it, or I think we fit 2 in there once. Anyways, you come in with the ship with a couple fighters in the 890, all right? You come in, they're attacking you. The 890's got badass shields. So you're shooting at them, you got them maneuvering, you're just running their balls off. They can't jump away. They can't go nowhere. Then they run out of ammo and missiles, so they're like, well, we can run away from the 890. Then you launch the two Gladiuses and they go out and take some bitches out. You know, and poor guys running going, oh shit.
I don't think that's how it's gonna go. They have to release something that carry these, because the
That's
890 and the carrier.
Well, anything
like
can
that-
carry these. Hell, the fucking missile variant can fit in the back of a Nomad.
Oh,
I've
get
seen that.
that,
I've seen the
but-
pictures of it. Anything, almost anything can carry this thing.
But it doesn't make sense. Like, why would you have a Nomad carry that? You're not going to deploy it off the back of your Nomad.
Unless you're going to Jumptown, and you need somebody to cover you while you're freaking dropping off shit, coming and going.
I think you guys were right on the head when you talk about a carrier type vessel. There has to be something.
They can't be
that they're
done with the.
hiding.
They can't be done with the Liberator yet.
The Liberator doesn't even seem like it's going to be that difficult. Because think about it, it's just a big
it's
ass
mostly
carrier ship.
open space.
Yeah, there's not
You know, it's got a
much.
huge cargo bay, a huge vehicle bay,
I think people.
and then it's got a supply bay.
Not that
which
they
is
shouldn't.
separate from
Yeah.
the cargo bay,
Not that they
and then
shouldn't.
you got 3 landing pads.
Yeah. Not that they
so-
shouldn't fast track it because Pyro's coming. I don't think it's gonna be ready yet.
Well, but we never know what they've got ready.
Yeah.
I mean, we never knew about the Valkyrie when they gave it to us. You know, it just boom, there it
Yeah, it's
was.
because they pulled that from Squadron 42. It was an asset that was sitting around, and they,
So
you know,
maybe
yeah.
the Liberator will be also the next one that's in Squadron 42.
Could
Maybe it's
be.
already done.
You
for-
know,
for
and we
the-
could be getting something else.
Yeah, I mean, 'cause
You know.
what, these are weird vehicles to deploy right now when there's no jump drive.
Yeah,
Well,
I mean,
Like
the
I,
Pisces.
like I said before, the age of capital ships is coming, and a capital
yeah,
ship
it's
armed
coming.
with a fuck ton of these things, you could fucking swarm somebody. But you gotta have a shitload of pilots to pilot all these damn things too.
Oh, our group, we'd have tons of people ready to go if they had a capital ship.
The hard part of having a capital ship or a Liberator or whatever
You-
that can haul those is trying to keep guys on the capital ship to fly the capital ship and defend it, because everybody's be going, I got one, I'll take it, I'll take it.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it's not going to be that bad because we're all capable pilots of knowing what the group needs, so we won't have that problem.
No, we're pretty good about that.
But
Other people
another thing
maybe.
I'm curious about is the cross section. I wonder what their detection range is and stuff like that.
Probably like a freaking rover.
And probably less than a rover.
No, because the rover's a 0. These got size 1s. Power plants and stuff. So I figured it would be a rover or just a little higher. But it's probably going to be hard to detect. I don't know though. They've got the freaking radar and everything so screwed up, you know. Technically, you shouldn't be able to pick up a Pisces until it's almost on top of you, unless you're in a big ship, you know.
Yeah.
And you know, everything we got now is what,
Loud.
10 kilometers,
Yeah, everything's loud.
you know.
Bright. Everything is fucking bright.
And
Yeah.
stuff that should have sensors that reach out 30 kilometers, you still can't see nothing till 10,
Yeah.
you know.
I should be able to see a flea scratching his ass at 10 kilometers away with a carrot and fucking can't do that.
You know, it's one thing I miss about 263.
Yeah.
In 263, all the ship's radars worked relatively the way they were supposed to.
Yeah.
You know, we could sit with retaliators 20 kilometers away and pick up targets. And they never knew we were there. You know,
Mm-hmm.
But now everything's got to be on top of each other before you can even get a lock on.
Yeah.
An Eclipse should be able to pick up its target from
Yeah.
20 kilometers out.
Yeah, Eclipse should be the most stealthy fucking thing in the game right now, and it's not.
Yeah.
It gets stealthy, don't get me wrong, but it ain't anywhere near as good as it used to be when it was first introduced. They nerf everything. They nerf everything so that gives them wiggle room to be able to pull out something else, some new item, and say, "Ooh, this is the new shiny whistle, new buzzy light thing. Here, buy this." They make you hate it just the one that you got just enough, so you just keep getting this other stuff.
But I mean, and they made changes that make sense. Like firing a size 9 at a Gladius.
Yes, that needs
and
to
the Gladius can outrun it.
Mm-hmm.
And get away from.
Should be able to outmaneuver it.
That is totally, no problem there. Now I launch a size 9 cross section at a freaking Idris. How come his flares are making my missile miss? It's a cross section, not a heat seeker.
Exactly. They are. I have noticed in this patch, and the previous, they are starting to widen the gap of versatility between missiles. It really does make a difference what you're carrying now. They're all garbage right now, but I'm noticing missiles are specialized for the occasion now.
Yeah, that's how you know they're working on it, is because everything's not working right.
Yeah, eventually the ships that carry a fuck ton of missiles are going to be quite useful, because you'll be able to carry a wide array of types to deal with different situations. Like at Xenothreat, yeah, if you brought electromagnetic missiles, you were fucked. Those missiles were completely useless. In that nebula, those fucking missiles were useless. But if you brought heat seekers, infrared, they work just fine. So it does make a difference. Now, you still people were still able to dodge them and shit like that because their maneuverability's been nerfed real bad. But right now they're testing their ability to work in different situations. Then they'll dial in their accuracy. You see what I'm saying? So that's how this missile variant over here will become popular, because you'll be able to carry a massive variety of missiles.
That's why I like the Rattlers. I launch one missile at you and it breaks up into 24 fuck you shots.
Yeah, 20 or 24 panic shots. It's like, holy shit!
Something's gonna hit.
Yeah, one of these is gonna hit. Yeah, so I mean the missile variant has its value. But I'm just saying, because like you said, there's no way to rearm it and refuel it right now, or any stuff like that. So when it takes a shit, where are you gonna fly to? You're gonna have to go fly back to Mama, because that thing cannot go anywhere on its own.
Yeah, you gotta take a chance that Mama hasn't been wiped out yet.
Yeah.
And
so this one you're gonna have to wear energy weapons, which will raise your signature a bit.
Oh yeah, ballistics would be. Oh god.
But these fuckers, being as small as they are, their signature should be way low. The fact that they don't wear, they're missing components and they're smaller and they have no quantum drives, crap like that. It should give them a massive advantage for signature. So if they come out with these and they're as fucking bright as a goddamn Hornet and shit like that, I'm gonna be pissed. Because there's no reason for it. Same with the Merlin and those. They don't have any quantum drive and they're fucking tiny as shit. They should have very little cross section.
Yeah.
But they don't. They're fucking not that good. And then if you should be able to get an aftermarket mod that changes the hull to radar absorbing material or something and make it, more stealthy. But it's like, I don't know. We'll see. But like anything, these will probably come out. They'll be fucking phenomenal, and the people will be getting too good in them, and they'll just nerf the fuck out of them.
Let's see what happens to one the first time it gets raked by a hammerhead turret.
Yeah. I mean, this shit back here, and before you say it, it's oh my god, it's a fucking Reliant. This has Xi'an engine tech in it. This thing has thruster pods on the wingtips, which should give it phenomenal maneuverability.
It flies like a brick.
It flies like a fucking brick.
Yeah.
All that
Is it gold
Xi'an,
standard?
all that Xi'an tech. This thing has been flying like a brick for fucking forever.
Yeah, they haven't brought it up to speed. So I mean, until they do,
No, I mean like for like 5 years, forever. This thing has always flown like shit, and that's bullshit. The way it's designed and the Xi'an tech that's in it, it should be a lot better than what it is. But, and the big but is, if this thing flew better, people would be using it more and nobody would buy anything else. If it was as good as it should be. Because it should be very similar to something like this. It should be fast and maneuverable because of where the thrust is put and who makes the thrusters.
yeah, it does move really brickish.
It's
right?
fucking horrible.
Yeah, it's
Yeah,
but
if
that's
it's
what they
5
do.
years ago technology.
Yeah.
Well, what that to us every time. They bring us something new out. It's badass. You know, just like the freaking the nerf they did on the freaking what's the two damn capital ship fighters?
The Ion and the Inferno.
Yeah, you know, they were ripping shit apart. That is what they were designed to
Yeah.
do. But then all the streamers started, well, certain streamers started bitching,
Yeah.
and you know, people started getting shitty about it, so they nerfed them. There wasn't no reason to nerf them. They were doing exactly what they were supposed to do, exactly how they were labeled,
Yeah.
sold, displayed, you know.
Yeah.
And but people got upset, so they nerfed them, you know. And the thing is they're going to bring these out. They're going to be badass for the first patch.
Yep.
And then on the next patch, they're going to dial them back.
And they'll keep dialing them back until they get them where they're fucking useless, just like the Merlin and the other one, the Archimedes, and then they'll disappear into obscurity along with the Inferno and the Ion until they're
And
beta or something.
they'll let us have these for a little bit, and they'll see what we can do with them.
Yep.
They'll see what ships we cram them into, how many we cram into each one, you know, packing them around, getting them places so we can set up that drop on, you know, what are we going to do? Set up a Bezdek?
Mm-hmm.
You know, because I mean, it's kind of like going and getting ballistas, you know, and so there you go. And then finally, you know, which is why I got a funny feeling that we're gonna see the Liberator or some kind of carrier that we don't know about,
Well, there's rumors
because
that Anvil was
they-
supposed to be working on something.
because they want the repair, the rearm, the refuel done on ship.
Oh, so you think they'll come out with a ship that sports that? A little carrier. Well, I thought that's what they were going to do with the Liberator, honestly, but yeah.
That's what the Liberator's designed to do, you know. But, and based by what I've seen of it, every asset that's going to be in the Liberator's already in game, as far as making the ship, because
Mhm.
it's got Kraken design, Crusader design on it, you know, so they probably, if they don't have it built, it's close. But somebody already pointed out in one of the Invictus videos that there was a shot of a Liberator flying through.
Really?
Yeah,
It might be wishful thinking, but I never saw one.
it was a very short clip. I don't know how the hell the guy caught it. I mean, it was like maybe 12 frames out of a shot,
Mhm.
you know, but the guy, whoever it
Do you
was,
have a link to this?
let me see if I can find it.
Well, hopefully, because they're Mariah, they won't have as steep an alien tax on them. Of course, Misk never really had an alien task. Probably a gain them alien tax.
Yeah, the Liberator is able.
God, the event has some nasty hitching. Yeah, these fuckers better be cheap. That's all I can say. I don't know. There are
I put
definite
a-
pros and cons.
I put a